voice-over, voice action, voice actor panel. My name is Jeff Hickson, and I am the CEO of voicebank.net, which I'm proud to say is, well, we're over 10 years old. We connect over 170 talent agencies directly with over 8,000 ad agencies, animation companies, studios, networks. We truly are the high-end business-to-business delivery network for the voiceover industry. And we have developed a system, a network called Voice Registry, which many of you heard this pitch yesterday. And what Voice Registry does is it provides you with resources so that you can determine, is this something for me? What is voice acting? How do I get in? How do I do it? It helps you understand who the agents are, what an agent is. We actually have a live agent here tonight. And how, in fact, can I possibly get to the point where I'm like Michael or Marika or Adrian, people who are working voice actors and have found a way to bring, I think, a pretty special and important talent and skill to a lot of projects that we've all enjoyed. So Voice Registry, you can go to Voice Registry and check it out. We do have some upgraded services that you can get involved with so that you can actually read for an agent online. You can find the appropriate teacher or workshop in this town or LA or New York or wherever you want. So very excited to be here. I want to briefly introduce you to everyone, and then we're going to really kind of get down to speaking with Ralph and the others about what voiceover is, what voice acting is, and we will open it up to some questions and answers as well. So to my right is Ashley Rousseau. Ashley works with me at VoiceBank Voice Registry, is a voice actress, and she'll tell you all about her relationship with Voice Registry and how that helped her. Ralph Strike, to the right of Ashley, is with Red Management, Vancouver's top voiceover talent agency and one of the most important talent agencies in North America. We're really pleased to have him. To the right is Michael Dangerfield, the wonderful actor, is in the house. Next to Michael is, of course, Marika Hendricks, and we're thrilled to have Marika here, and really appreciate her coming out. And Adrian Petru.
All right!
Yeah!
That's right, sometimes they call me Jeff Hickson, and it's just Jeff Hickson. Anyway, so pleased to have Adrian here as well, and are really looking forward to moving this along. I do want to let you know at the end of the session, we will be announcing the winners. One winner will get our brand new Yeti microphone, and the other winner is going to receive this wonderful placard autographed by all your panel members, okay? So we'll announce that at the end, but right now, Vanna White would like to continue. I'm going to introduce Ashley Rousseau and have her tell you a little bit about Voice Registry and what it has meant to her. Thank you.
I will keep it quick. Voice Registry changed my life. I'm a working voiceover actor out of LA. I do work on some Vancouver shows as well. I work on Fringe. Basically, Voice Registry helped me to find an agent and take classes and hone my skills. Thanks to that agent, I now can call voiceover my job. I absolutely love it. It is one of the coolest jobs ever. To be in my sweats and make funny voices all day. You can wear jeans as well. But it's a really, really cool job, and I'm very proud of Voice Registry. It changed my life so much. I got the opportunity to work with Jeff and Voice Registry and take it to a whole nother level. Our online classes now are with casting directors and agents and teachers, and you can learn the skills you need to learn to be competitive in this business and then hopefully work. So, big believer in it. It changed my life, and I hope you all have success as well.
I'm going to introduce Ralph Strike and have Ralph talk to you a little bit about what an agent is, how it is.
So yes, I'm one of the partners with Red Talent Management, and I've been representing performers for commercial animation, narration for 21 years now. These are three of my clients. And I'm just going to briefly touch on, I guess, what my job as an agent is. for my performers, the first thing I have to do is negotiate what they get paid, scheduling, promoting them, and to promote them, they need to have the material, and most important would be an animation demo. A lot of people kind of go like, how do you put together an animation demo? Michael and Adrian will probably touch on that as that's something that they do as well as voiceover performers. The important thing is to go onto the various websites. You can go onto our website, you can go onto VoiceBank, probably Voice Registry, and listen to some of the animation demos that are up there. And that'll give you an idea of the range of people that are working out there, and if you're putting a demo together, in essence, how good it has to be to compete on that level, to compete with an Adrian or a Michael or a Marika. So with that said, I'm going to pass you on to these three people. I'm sure you have a lot of questions you want to ask them.
Yeah, okay, great. I think maybe what we'll do is maybe just tell briefly a little bit about yourself, biographically, and how you kind of got in.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? You guys look awesome. It's really, what a great turnout. I even saw a baby. This is, we're starting early. Voiceover starting early at like 2. Anyways, I've been doing the business for about 16 years. Done all kinds of different jobs, commercials, animation, narration. My first big job was I was the voice of Ace Ventura on the animated series. That was really cool. It was a lot of fun to do. We did 3 seasons, CD-ROM games in LA. And then just a pile of animation and do a lot of commercial work. I also do the voice of, or the narrator. I'm the narrator for Ice Pilots. I don't know if you guys have seen that show on History. Really a lot of fun to do that. But yeah, I mean, it's, to me, this is like the best job in the world. It really is. Like it's so much fun, and you really do make good money, you know, for your work, and you work with fun and creative people all the time, and it's and I think that's probably why you're here. It is now. I mean, it's hard to get into, and because you have to be good. You know, you really have to be good. And you know, right out of the gate, when you get into the business, you're the equivalent of a lead voice. You know what I mean? You can't sort of piecemeal your career together like the way you can on camera. You can do like a commercial, you know, where you're just, you know, eating a spoonful of yogurt and you smile, and that's like a credit or that's experience. But in voice, you are the lead, you know, in the commercial. You know, lead voice in the commercial, or you're the narrator for the whole episode of, you know, of a documentary series, or you're the, or you know what I mean, or you're the lead character in the animated series. And so right out of the gate, you have to be the equivalent of a lead, and that's where the work is. It's like getting up to that point, so that when you know, put your demo out there and you get into it, like you're ready to go. You know, so that's my little 2 minutes. Yeah.
Mike, let me ask you a quick question, Michael. So, when you first broke into the business, you did some studying. Obviously, you're an actor.
Yeah.
And I do want to point out, this is voice acting. So, the greater your acting skills, the greater your opportunity to really excel in this business. It's not just reading copy; it's acting, and you have to create everything you need to create. Sometimes in 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds. But when you started out, did you studied a bit?
Absolutely, yeah. Acting classes. I mean, I do on camera as well, which helps. But yeah, I mean, you absolutely take scene study classes, take improv classes, whatever you can to be good. And I did stand up as well for a while, and that helps. All of it is, it's all performing, right? You have to be completely external in voiceover. It's not like you can't just kind of do a look and be all internal and think that it's, you know, that helped your sound. It's all about audio. It's all about sound. It's all about being outside of yourself. And so, you know, with on camera, you can be subtle and, you know, sort of do a look with your face and all. You got scenery in the background and other actors, but, you know, it's just not like that. So you have to get rid of all your inhibitions with voice and just completely, like, put it out there, you know. And the more you do, that's why a lot of theater actors do really well in voice too, because, you know, theater is all about hitting the last row kind of thing and being out there, and, you know. So, yeah, absolutely, the acting component's huge.
Great.
And just one thing I was going to mention is, a lot of times when I'm listening to a demo, I close my eyes and I want to be able to see what you're doing by listening to your voice. It's easy on camera. If you're nervous, you can be biting your fingernails, or you can look excited or scared. But what can you do to make me see you running up some stairs, or that you're really nervous, or you're excited, or you're happy? And those are all things, sort of things that you need to do to really get noticed in this business. Is you can look at a simple line as, "I am so happy," and how are you going to deliver that? There's so many ways you can, but are you going to laugh at the end? It's something like, "I am so tired." Are you going to snore? There's certain things that you need to do to make that from a funny voice to a character, and it's all about creating a character.
Marika?
Hi, everybody. I've been acting for about 24 years, I think, at this point.
Since the age of 2.
A little longer than that. I actually got my start I did film and television initially, and commercials on camera, and then I got into theater, and that sort of led directly to me doing voiceover. And this is why, because I was in a play where my character, it was a flashback scene where my character was being carried away as a newborn infant in a basket. So the director had me sit at the front of the stage with my back to the audience and do the vocalizations of the baby. I'd been asking my agents in Toronto. I'm from Toronto, I was raised there, moved here 7.5 years ago, and I'd been asking my agents if I could get into voiceover. It's really difficult to get into it. They say to me, I don't know, and they didn't do anything about it. They came to see this play where I was crying like a baby on the stage, and came backstage afterwards and were like, "You need to do some voiceover." So I went. They actually had a workshop coming up with a casting director. The agents were given a gift by the casting director to send a male and a female to have a free class as a thank you to the agents for cooperating with them during the year, working with them. So they sent me to this workshop with the casting director, and that's how I got my start. The casting directors liked me, and that's how it developed from there. So I did a mix of theater. I still continue to do theater for a while, as well as voiceover, and then I just solely concentrate on voiceover, and that's what I do now. I work commercially in the odd television voiceover, but mostly radio voiceover, and I work in animation for cartoons.
A quick question. How do you find that differentiation between like the development of a character, say in an animated project, versus a radio commercial where you're the mom or you're the quick adjustment? How do you do that?
For me, it's commercials have to be very real. Everything in acting is real, as these guys were saying. It's about a character. It's about acting. You could have the nicest voice in the world. You can listen to somebody like me. I don't have this voice where you're like, oh my God, listen to her voice. It's not about that. It really isn't. It's about whether or not you can act. So from there, whether you're approaching commercial or animation, I would say that commercials are very realistic. They have to sound as if you're walking past people having a conversation. Whereas animation for me is like kind of a heightened reality, a fun thing that's going on, and you sort of approach it from that type of an energy level. For me, that's how I look at it. In terms of character development, much the same for me. I just think of who these people are. What are they doing? How do they feel? What just happened before that? What did they have for breakfast this morning? Did they sleep well the night before? Or after this, are they going to something they hate? After this, are they going to something that they would love to do more than anything? That's what I think of. Is it a windy day? Like, I think of all those things about this person. They're people to me, whether it's a commercial or an animated character who's like a little monster. It's all the same for me.
And as you all probably know, in most animated projects, cartoons, anime, whatever, the voice acting occurs first. So the ability for these actors to really portray that role also inspires the animation team that then creates this character and the movements and the gestures and the lip flap, we like to say, and all of that. So it really is centered in acting, in being a good actor. Adrian.
Hello. My name is Adrian Petru, and I've been voice acting for just over, I think, about a decade now. And I got my start in theaters, where I found my passion for acting. And I think that is what really led me to be successful at first in voiceover, because to be a voice actor, more than any other type of actor, you need a really active imagination. And when I first started, I think that in terms of animation, the first animated character that I played was Hawkeye in the next Avengers Heroes of Tomorrow. And what I think helped me book that role was my use of imagination. I wasn't Robin Williams, I didn't have 1,000 voices just to whip out of my pocket. But I remember coming into that audition, and I was myself, as a kid, a huge fan of the X-Men animated series from the 90s, Batman, the animated series. These are the cartoons that I grew up on, and those are the cartoons that inspired me. So I remember getting into the booth, and it just so happened that the sides that I had was Hawkeye was in this jet, and he was sort of flying over the city that had been decimated, and he's sort of providing the backstory and talking about the history of what happened. And I just remember instantly just diving in and having so much fun, picturing absolutely everything I was seeing, every nuance, how my character felt, what his relationship was with the city and with Ultron and all these things I was talking about. And you know, it wasn't that I had to do all this super technical work. I was just playing there in front of the microphone. And so just like these guys have touched on, I think that's one of the most important things is there's a lot of great voices out there, but you have to have that detail in your acting. You have to have that imagination. And any of these guys who've worked on Iron Man with me know that, you know, when I do Iron Man, I'm fully physically in the character. You know, when I do my Unibeam, I get up and I open up my jacket and I go, "Ah!" Seriously, everybody waits for it in the episode. Everyone's like, "Here comes the Unibeam," and that's what I'm most passionate about is being able to live those characters. I mean, in film and television, I face it, I'm never gonna play Tony Stark in a film. I'm just not, because there's so many other factors. But that's my job. I got to be, as a voice actor, I got to live as Tony Stark and as Iron Man, as I got to fight these giant robots in the Mandarin, and that's so unbelievably cool. So, and the other thing I want to say is the other thing that I think helped in my journey was that I was a sponge for information. So if I had an opportunity to talk to people who were successful voice actors when I was completely new to it, I would ask questions, which is what I'm hoping you guys will do today. When I started working, I would be working with the likes of these guys, you know, and sitting there and just watching them saying, okay, what are they doing? How do they present themselves? How do they take direction? And even to this day, I never stop working at my craft. I never stop learning. I consider myself sort of always a student, just sucking up information, because that will ultimately, I think, make you a really great and successful actor in general, but specifically a voice actor.
I want to point out how professionally Adrian stood up and got off mic when he let out with that, right? You know what I mean? Come on. I mean, it's instinctual. He didn't blow out the microphone, all right? And I really respect that. When I started